Since last episode, I just finished up doing this whole villager trading system and ran it all around here, and also decorated a few of the things. These lights are to signify whether a villager is occupying the space or not. So when it's off, it means a villager is in the space, and if it's on, it means that it's open. I've also just made a little case for this because I'll decorate it later because now it's just a block, but I'm gonna be adding more modules to it with farms and such. Right now I just have an empty shell of a farm here, and I've just gathered a few resources to build a sugarcane farm to trade with villagers for diamonds or for emeralds. So I'll get started with that and then we'll see what we can do later in the episode. While I'm building this sugarcane farm, I'm just going to talk about what this whole base is going to be used for. Since it's an underground industrial base, I'm thinking of basically doing everything that I couldn't do in my other base. Since in the other base it was very antique, so I had to go along with the style, but in this base, it's it's industrial because it's an underground bunker. My next plans for this base is I do want to study emerald income. So what I'll probably try doing is try to get a raid farm. Yeah, I don't know which level pillagers spawn at, which Y level, but I'll probably find it out, and since we're in the mountains, it shouldn't be a problem covering it under the mountains or building more mountains on top of it. So that's my plans for that. My plans for everything else is probably next episode actually I'll go and find the Ender Dragon and the End Portal because I've over the past few weeks I've racked up a good amount of Ender Pearls, and I think like double the amount I need to actually go and put in the end, what are they called? Ender eyes to into the portal. So maybe I'll have to get a few more blaze rods to craft the ender eyes, but it should be good for finding them. I did break my armor in this episode, so I will have to get more armor and better armor. I'm gonna try to upgrade it as much as possible before I find the ender dragon because, well, it would suck if I died, and yeah, I would not want to die. What I'll do after the Ender Dragon is I don't know if I'll go back right away, go back to the overworld. I might bring an Ender chest and put all my stuff in it and then go try to find an End City because I would like to get an Elytra soon because it takes a lot of time just running and swimming everywhere, and it would be so much easier if I could just fly everywhere. Also, with the trident I got while I was decorating the antique village, I could put, I think it's Riptide on it, and then I could use that instead of rockets. I know people have used that in rainstorms, but I should also get rockets because Riptide only works in the rain. Anyways, I'm about to finish up building, so yeah. Now we finished the sugarcane farm, and I'm not doing a zero tech sugarcane farm because in the next update they already made it not work because it's a little cheaty and I just want to do everything the way the game intends it to do. So I made a room for this, and there is still a lot of space at the top, so I might try to see if I can fit a second layer into it. But right now it is producing sugarcane. Not the fastest, I didn't AFK or anything. I just kind of finished up what I was doing and this is what I have. And yeah, I'll see if I can fit the stuff up right now. I added the second layer now, and I also created another kind of shell for what I'm gonna do next. What I need to do is I need to make a lot of glass to cover the floors and all the things. So I need to make a smelter room. So what I have here is just a few more resources, and I'm gonna make an automated smelter that I can just put my fuel and my resources into one chest to smelt everything. And yeah, I don't have a lot of resources right now. I only think this will get me maybe this wall, but I'm thinking of making it a W shape, and then I'll be able to finally collect sand and get more glass. Even though I don't have enough resources to fill up this smelter room completely, I think it'll be enough for what I'm doing right now, because since I don't have any shulker boxes yet, I can't really store as much materials as I want to store. I can only store like almost a full inventory. So I probably don't even need 100 and I think it's 116 furnaces that I have, but I don't even need to use that much because I don't have any shulker boxes yet, and I don't have enough resources to actually smelt that. So I think it'll work for now. What I have is 32, and you'll see later in the video that I put in a system where there's a lever that can flick on, and it can basically put a stopper at 32 so that only 32 blocks smelt, or well, only 32 furnaces are on, so that I don't want to waste coal. Like I don't want one piece of sand per one piece of coal, because well, that would be very wasteful of my coal. So that's why I put stoppers in there. I'm planning to put stoppers at 32 and 64, and then put it to the end, which is 116. But right now, that should be good. What I've done here is I've just finished up building this smelter, and I also added a roof to it because when I mine the blocks up top, I don't want them to fall into the hoppers and then get stuck into the systems. So right now the setup is just here I have these mine carts with chests in them, and they move, and I just keep that lever on until they fill up all the hoppers with items. There's nothing in them right now, it's just to show. And then yeah, right now I have a system put in place where if I want 32 furnaces to be used at once, I flip that switch on and it puts a blocker there so the minecarts just bounce back. But if I want more furnaces to be used, I flip that switch up, and then what happens is it goes all the way through and fills all these furnaces up. So now what I'll be doing is I'll just go to a nearby desert next to the village I got the villagers from, and I'll mine out a bunch of sand so that I can smelt it in my smelters to add to the floor. I just ran to the desert, and now I have a full chest of sand, and it's in the material input, and I also put 4 stacks of coal for the fuel input. I think it'll be good enough, so I'll turn it on and see how it works. I really hope it works well. It looks like it's doing good. Yeah, I think it'll do pretty good. And then they'll all go back into that chest. So yeah, it does look like it is a steady output. So I'll let all of these smelt up, and then I'll get to crafting them and putting them on the floor. I also just realized that I needed to get also sand for the floor for the concrete. So I just stopped the smelting at half of the blocks. So this is what I have right now. It's still smelting, and it really just took a second to smelt all of that. So I am happy with how it's going right now, and I'm gonna craft up the rest of my sand into concrete. Now I've crafted up my sand and gravel into concrete and laid it all down in here and also covered it with glass. I also finished the roof off and I made it so that I can flick this lever to push down those pistons over there. So now we have all of this set up. I'm thinking with this space over here in each one of these modules, I'll just set up a little like art depicting what room it is. So for example, I'll probably do like a pixelated sugarcane and then a pixel art for a villager, and yeah, for the smelter probably a furnace. I'll get to doing that and I'll get back once I decide which ones I like. Now that I think about it, the villager logo will require brown dye, and I haven't run across any jungles yet in this Let's Play, so I'll have to wait till I run across a jungle to really start any of these. So I think we'll have to move on to something else in this episode. So instead, I decided to work on the villager breeding system and fill it all the way up. I also extended it out a bit more over there because I needed more people with the right books. Now the only book that I don't have that I want is Fire Aspect 2, but I do have a few with Fire Aspect 1, and I do have a junk villager trader with nothing good. I think it's right here. And I'll just probably replace him with a Fire Aspect 2 one. And then, yeah, the only books that I didn't want was Blast Protection, Projectile Protection, and Fire Protection. I just wanted Protection, the normal one, on all of my things because it's an all-around trait. The reason why this episode took so long is because everything that I decided to do was just a bunch of this and basically just a bunch of grindy stuff that you can't really show because it's literally just collecting sand and killing squids, so it's not really exciting. But yeah, since I didn't have any steady income of emeralds or materials really here, that farm doesn't work out very well. But since I didn't have any steady income of anything, I really had to go out and venture, and I think the main source was me killing squids. Like, for the past real days, I was killing squids. So the reason this episode took so long to come out was because it was just a lot of grindy processes, but I am happy that I did it because now we have a bunch of villagers in here. I still need to get the zombies in here and name them so that I have somebody's throwing carrots here. But yeah, so that I'm able to zombify them and make the villagers get lower trades. I do have a few name tags here. I think, yeah. The name tags here, and then I have name tags over there. But yeah, this is the end of the episode. If you liked the video, then like the video, and if you want to see more videos of mine, then subscribe. Bye.